You're listening to the Everything Jewish 10 Minutes at a Time podcast, where you'll learn about every Jewish topic imaginable in about 10 minutes. And as always, I apologize for all of my Hebrew pronunciation. I know I'm going to pronounce Hebrew words wrong, so instead of getting annoyed, I give you permission to laugh at how I say things. Today's topic is Passover, or Pesach, if you want to impress your Hebrew-speaking friends. If Purim is Judaism's costume party and Hanukkah is its fried food festival, Passover is the ultimate storytelling dinner, the Jewish Super Bowl of holidays. It lasts 8 days, 7 in Israel, and commemorates the Israelites' escape from slavery in Egypt. The highlight is the Seder, a big meal with rituals, readings, songs, symbolic foods, and enough family commentary to rival Thanksgiving dinner. It's dramatic, with plagues, miracles, and matzah crumbs everywhere. Passover isn't just history, it's reliving the story. The idea is that every generation should see themselves as if they personally came out of Egypt, which is a fancy way of saying, this isn't just your ancestors' tale, it's yours too. And yes, there will be plenty of matzah jokes along the way. Let's start with the story. Passover is rooted in the book of Exodus. Pharaoh enslaves the Israelites. Moses demands freedom, Pharaoh refuses, and God sends 10 plagues. Think Nile turning to blood, frogs everywhere, locusts, hail. It's basically the world's worst horror film marathon. The final plague is the death of the firstborn, and the Israelites are told to mark their doorposts so the angel of death passes over their homes. Hence, Passover. Finally, Pharaoh lets them go, but then changes his mind and chases them. Cue the Red Sea parting, one of the Bible's most iconic miracles, with Israelites walking through on dry land before Pharaoh's army is swallowed up. It's a story of oppression, resistance, miracles, and redemption. The message? Freedom is precious. Never take it for granted. And if anyone asks, yes, Charlton Heston made a movie about it, and no, matzah didn't look that crispy back then. The centerpiece of Passover is the Seder, which literally means order. It's a ritual meal that follows a 15-step script called the Haggadah. Think of it like dinner theater, part religious service, part family reunion, part improv comedy. The Haggadah guides participants through retelling the Exodus story, asking questions, and eating symbolic foods. There's parsley dipped in salt water to symbolize tears, bitter herbs to represent slavery, and charoset, a sweet mixture of fruit and nuts that represents the mortar used by slaves. Matzah, the infamous unleavened bread, symbolizes the haste of the Israelites leaving Egypt without time for bread to rise. The Seder includes 4 cups of wine, songs like Dayenu, which basically means it would have been enough, and lots of opportunities for kids to participate. The most famous part is the 4 questions, traditionally asked by the youngest child. It's interactive, chaotic, meaningful, and yes, always full of crumbs. Speaking of matzah, let's be real. It's cardboard disguised as bread. Matzah is the unleavened cracker eaten throughout Passover, and it's both symbolic and controversial. On the one hand, it reminds Jews of the haste of leaving Egypt. No time for sourdough starters here. On the other hand, it's dry, crumbly, and sneaks into every corner of your house. Still, matzah is versatile. You can eat it plain, with butter, or as matzah pizza if you're desperate for comfort food. Matzah brai, a fried matzah and egg dish, is a breakfast staple. And for dessert, chocolate-covered matzah redeems the whole experience. Some people even grow nostalgic for it. Matzah is basically the edible mascot of Passover. Annoying, iconic, and strangely beloved. Like that relative who tells the same joke every year at the Seder. You roll your eyes, but you'd miss it if it weren't there. Passover without matzah? Impossible. Passover also involves some serious spring cleaning. Before the holiday begins, Jewish homes are scrubbed from top to bottom to remove chametz, any leavened bread or grain products. We're talking bread, pasta, cereal, beer, cookies, basically all the good stuff. The idea is to clear out not just physical chametz, but also symbolic puffiness, like arrogance. Some families even sell their homes to a non-Jewish neighbor for the week, then buy it back afterward. There's also a fun ritual the night before Passover called bedikat chametz, where families search the house for leftover crumbs using a candle, feather, and wooden spoon. It feels like a scavenger hunt for gluten. Passover cleaning can be stressful, but it also transforms the home. By the time the holiday starts, the pantry looks radically different. filled with matzah, potato starch, and every food product labeled kosher for Passover. It's both exhausting and satisfying. Spiritual cleansing meets spring cleaning frenzy. The Seder is famous for involving kids, because let's be honest, no one can sit through a 3-hour dinner without a little entertainment. Besides the 4 questions, kids hunt for the afikoman, a hidden piece of matzah that gets tucked away during the meal. After the storytelling, kids search for it, and whoever finds it usually gets a prize. It's part bribery, part tradition, and entirely effective at keeping kids awake past their bedtime. The Seder is interactive by design. Everyone leans, dips, sings, and argues about how long the plagues list should be. It's not supposed to be stiff or boring. In fact, the rabbis who designed it wanted every generation to ask questions, debate answers, and make the story come alive. That's why some families add creative twists, using props for plagues, plastic frogs everywhere, updating the Haggadah with social justice themes, or singing Dayenu to pop tunes. Passover is tradition with flair. Passover meals go way beyond matzah and parsley. Holiday tables overflow with recipes passed down through generations. Ashkenazi Jews might serve gefilte fish, love it or hate it, brisket, kugel made from potatoes, and matzah ball soup so heavy or light it could win or lose Olympic medals. Sephardic Jews might serve lamb stews, stuffed vegetables, and nutty desserts. Since home tetz is forbidden, creative substitutions abound. Cakes made with almond flour, brownies with potato starch, and candies that turn matzah into chocolate crack. Some families host multiple Seders, the first night for immediate family, the second night for extended family or friends. Meals stretch on with laughter, singing, and occasional theological debates that rival sports arguments. And then there's wine. 4 cups are traditional, which guarantees a lively table by the end of the night. Passover food may be Homtz-free, but it's rich with memory, meaning, and plenty of calories. Beyond the home, Passover has a communal vibe. Synagogues and community centers host Seders for people who don't have families nearby. Hotels and resorts even offer Passover packages with catered meals, endless matzah, and sometimes beach vacations, proving that even a holiday about slavery and liberation can inspire tourism. Passover also connects Jews worldwide. Whether in Brooklyn, Buenos Aires, Tel Aviv, or Melbourne, Jews sit down to Seders at the same time, retelling the same story. That shared experience is powerful. And while details vary, some Sephardic Jews hit each other with scallions during Dayenu to symbolize whips, yes, really, while others add contemporary symbols like an orange on the Seder plate for inclusion, the core is universal, remembering freedom and sharing it with others. It's why Passover is often described as the most celebrated Jewish holiday, even among secular Jews. Because freedom, food, and family, that's a combo everyone relates to. Passover isn't just about ancient history. It's about modern relevance. The Haggadah says in every generation, a person must see themselves as if they personally came out of Egypt. That makes it timeless. The themes of oppression, liberation, and justice resonate across centuries. For some, it's a reminder of Jewish survival against the odds. For others, it's a call to fight injustice today, whether for refugees, the oppressed, or anyone yearning to be free. That's why Seders often include discussions about social justice, human rights, or current struggles for freedom. Passover isn't just nostalgia. It's a challenge. It asks, what chains are holding us back now, and how can we break them? That's what makes it so powerful. It's not just a ritual, but a living conversation. And because it's done around the dinner table, the questions flow naturally between bites of brisket and sips of wine.
Stuck in a dinner rut? Let Cook Unity handle dinner with chef-crafted meals delivered right to your door. Cook Unity makes it easy with new menu drops, weekly recommendations, and a growing community of award-winning chefs. Plus over 400 flavorful meals for every palate. Shake up your meal routine. Go to cookunity.com/mealtime50 or enter code mealtime50 before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's cookunity.com/mealtime50.